All right, we're here with Hailey Schultz. She's a recent graduate of Notre Dame women's lacrosse, and she was an attacker. Thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to me and give your advice to watchers. And so, for our first question, what do you think is the best advice that your coach ever gave you?
The best advice my coach gave me probably was to not take myself so seriously. Freshman and sophomore year, kind of didn't really laugh at like a lot of things, or when I did, I felt like it was inappropriate laughing. But she kind of learned to respect that side of me and kind of used me as like an example for other players to, like, when they make a mistake, like not be so hard on themselves and to just kind of roll with the punches.
Why did you choose Notre Dame?
I chose Notre Dame because, well, I fell in love with the campus as soon as I visited. It's just like an absolutely amazing place, and everything that they stand for, just their sense of community, their faith, and their rigorous academics. And obviously, the sports are unparalleled. So I chose Notre Dame for all of the reasons that I wanted to make myself better as like an individual and not just as an athlete. So yeah.
What are some red flags that you might find on a recruiting visit, whether it be at Notre Dame or if you went on other recruiting visits and something like seemed off to you?
Um, I'd say some red flags for me when I visited other schools where they were like wanted me to go out on a Tuesday night when they had class and stuff the next day and practice the next day. That was kind of, I knew that I wanted to study like science. So I knew that that would be hard for me to fit in if like the team didn't really prioritize school and lacrosse during the week, because I knew that I would probably only be able to go out on like the weekends. Probably another red flag for me was if they wanted me to decide within 24 hours or like 36 hours or something. That just made me feel like they didn't want me to really care about where I was going to school. They just wanted me for sports. So I think those are two big ones. I didn't really have any red flags when I went to Notre Dame, which is kind of why I chose to go there. They let me choose on my own time, and their values aligned with my values on the visits. And I got along with the girls well. So
Um, how important do you think playing club lacrosse is in high school?
very important, especially coming from a high school program that was kind of on the rise. And yeah, we were a public school. Like obviously there was no recruiting of athletes or anything. So you just kind of got the best that was at your school specifically, but wasn't really the best in the country. So if you want to compete for the best teams in the country, you need to play with the girls that are also on your level. So I think I learned a lot from club lacrosse, and I would not be the player I am today, like without that experience.
What are two questions that you think all recruits should ask on their recruiting visits?
It's a tough one. I would say they should ask where the coach sees them, like what their role will be on the team. Like, and obviously that's not permanent, like that can change, but I think everyone should know kind of where they stand going in, because like obviously everyone has like lofty goals, like, oh, I'm going to be a starter, I'm going to be this and that, but and sometimes I feel like that's not communicated entirely. So yeah, where do you see me like fitting in? What do you see my role being? And asking the coaches, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe just like what their goals are. Like, do they want to win a national championship, or do they want to grow, like, you know, like win the conference, like just kind of what like the overarching goals are. Because I think that was maybe miscommunicated with some people that came in my class, like my coach totally wanted to win a national championship. And some girls would come to me being like, and she would say, all of you told me you want to win a national championship. And then my friends would be like, I never said that. So maybe just what the vision of that they have for the team as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you guys take walk-ons on your team?
So previously, we'd never taken any walk-ons. Girls had tried out, but my sophomore year, we took our first walk-on, and she was great. She wound up being a great asset to our team. So yeah, I only have had one walk-on in my career.
What do you think is the most important quality for a lacrosse coach to have?
I think communication to the players. Yeah. Do you want me to elaborate on that or no?
No, that's okay. That makes sense. If Notre Dame coaches are actively recruiting, how often do you think you should keep in, or any coach in general, how often do you think you should keep in contact with a coach during the recruiting process?
I think I kept in contact with them. Is this before they're committed or after they're committed?
Before they're committed.
I would say probably on a monthly basis. Would be good. I think anything more than that kind of shows the coach, I don't know, unless you have something like remarkable to show them or like tape or something, like I think a monthly basis is good.
What was it like going from being one of the like best players on your high school team or club team and then transitioning into freshman year on like a top Division I team?
It was tough. It was like really tough. I don't know. I just like wasn't confident going in, which I thought that I would be when I like was preparing to go. But then as soon as I got there, I kind of just like lost my confidence. Like it's not even that like it was because all like the other freshmen were better than me. It was just more like the team, like the older girls on the team were very confident and like not very they're kind of like standoffish and like didn't really help us that much. So I just felt like really out of my element. And I think that really like impacted my performance because I was like overthinking everything. But yeah, it was kind of it, but it didn't really hit me till like sophomore year that I was like emotionally kind of burnt out. Like I kind of just pushed through it freshman year and the beginning of sophomore year.
Do you think the lack of confidence in yourself lacrosse wise is kind of why you like couldn't laugh at yourself when you were a freshman? You said that your coach told you to like take yourself a little bit less serious. Do you think like confidence on the field also had an impact on your like personality with the team?
Yeah, definitely. Like I didn't even talk until like November. Like I'm not a shy person and I became like super shy and I like lacked faith in my abilities and like was so hard on myself about everything. So yeah, for sure.
Are there any specific tournaments, camps, or clinics that you think would help someone get recruited to go to Notre Dame?
Definitely the clinics that are held on campus, like their 5v5 that they have. Yeah, I'm not sure how much recruiting that they do. I know they went to like the Georgia clinic became like really big, but so that one, but like definitely camp, like summer camp, winter camp, 5v5 clinic.
And then for our final question, if you could play any other sport in college, what would it be and why?
Other sport? Probably volleyball, even though I never played volleyball in high school. I just am like so fascinated with that sport. And I kind of realized that I'm not a very good like runner as much as I try to be.
Same.
So like less running, more like actual athleticism. And I don't know, it's cool you're in like a smaller team. I think that could be really cool to be on like a really intimate small team. And like I miss playing in a gym rather than like on a field in the cold. So yeah.
All right, that's all I have for you. Thanks for taking time out of your day.